Hello and welcome to today's lesson. We are going to be looking at inventory and in particular product and period costs. So our learning intentions and the key knowledge and key skills I hope you will obtain during this class is how we value inventory using product and period costs, and also for you to be able to distinguish. So tell the difference between a product and a period cost. So to start with, what is the cost of inventory? So importantly, tests are it's costs incurred to get the inventory in a condition and location ready for sale. So condition and location are going to be your key tests for the cost of inventory. So firstly, and most obviously, the supplier's cost will form part of the cost of the inventory. Secondly, costs to get the inventory in a condition. So think of things like modifications made to the actual inventory item that will get it in a condition ready for it to be sold. Also, costs incurred to get it in the location ready for sale. So think of these as costs that if you don't pay them, you won't be able to get them to your shop in the location ready for sale. So things such as delivery costs, if you don't pay that, your inventory is not going to make it to your location, so therefore you won't be able to sell it. So freight in is a good one. A trick, well, a test in quite often in SACs and exams, freight out is not included. So if you think about it, if by the time a business is paying freight out, the sale's already happened. So it's not a cost that gets the inventory and location ready for sale because it's already there when it's sold. And if the business agrees to pay freight out, the sale has already occurred. Another one would be customs duties. That crops up quite regularly. So if you don't pay your customs duty, you're not going to get your inventory through customs, and there's no way you can get it in a location ready for sale. So think about costs to get the inventory in a condition and location. So that's the main starting point for this. So what we need to be aware of in Unit 3 for accounting are what's known as product costs. So the test here, just like the cost of inventory, they get the inventory in a condition and location ready for sale, but these can be allocated on a logical basis. And that will be obvious when we work through our example. So with your product costs, they are going to form the cost price of the inventory. So it's going to be entered into your inventory card. They will remain an asset, so they'll be part of the inventory asset until the sale occurs, and then it becomes a cost of sales expense when the sale happens. So businesses would prefer to have costs as product costs because they remain an asset until a sale happens, and more often than not the sale will be happening at a profit, so we only recognize the expense when we have associated revenue. So where we can, we hope to classify our costs relating to inventory as product costs. So let's work through an example here. So we're asked to calculate the unit cost of a Barracuda BMX. So we're provided here with an invoice. So let's think about what forms the product costs, and we'll go into the unit costs. So firstly, the supplier's costs. So one Barracuda BMX, the actual bike itself, has a cost of $230. So if we talk about that, we look at the product cost. So we're going to have the actual BMX itself. One BMX costs $230. Secondly, we've got a custom paint job on this invoice. So we bought two BMXs. We had two custom paint jobs, so one per BMX, each with a cost price of $40. So we can include the paint as a product cost because that's going to get in a condition ready for sale. So we buy the Barracuda BMXs, they're painted by our supplier, and then they're ready for sale. So it gets in a condition ready for sale. We also have some freight on this invoice. So the freight is $20. Now, this is a cost to get it in a location ready for sale. Yes. Can it be logically allocated? So we bought two bikes. The total freight was $20.